Hey there, guys. It's good to see you. I've really enjoyed watching all of your Thanksgiving well wishes and Secret Santa box openings that have been popping up. I hope you're all doing very well. Um, I'm doing very well. Today I'm coming to you to talk about a very special blend. It's my choice for 2015's um, holiday blend, my Christmas blend, my Thanksgiving, my New Year's, my winter, my blend for this season. And that tobacco is Hearth and Home's Eggnog. It's a very interesting blend. Um, and I was disappointed because when I cracked it open, it smelled just like a fabulous, old fashioned, spiked eggnog, with rum in it. A lot of that rum flavor uh, was coming through in the tin note. It's a great looking tobacco. Um, wasn't, you know, super moist. I dried it out a little bit, but it wasn't super moist. It packs well and it lights very well. So, it was very promising. And then as soon as you start smoking it, it's like, oh, well, this doesn't taste like eggnog. It's a very warming blend, like you're relaxing in front of the fireplace type blend. When it's cold and the wind is howling and it's chilly outside, and you want to curl up in front of the fireplace and read a book, this is the tobacco you want to. I'm going to cut to the chase. I love this tobacco. And when I got it, I smoked it straight, as in exclusively H&H eggnog for 2 weeks. And then I think I had two other smokes and then eggnog for another week. So it was pretty much 3 weeks straight of this blend. It's an interesting aromatic. I've never smoked a burley based aromatic before, but that's what it is. It's a burley and Cavendish um, blend, and the burleys really come through. Um, you get the burley taste without the high nicotine and sort of without the harshness. It's a very smooth, burly smoke. It's pretty earthy, but the predominant flavor here is nuttiness. It's very nutty. There's a bit of sweetness there, but it's not, this isn't meant to be a sweet blend. I think there's cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and rum flavorings in the blend. Um, I'm not getting much of the vanilla. Every once in a while, I think I taste it, but predominantly it's you get some of the spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, and a heavy burly nuttiness to it, and a creaminess that I wouldn't describe as vanilla, but maybe it's the vanilla Cavendish that creates sort of the creaminess in there. And it burns very well, stays lit, no problems with it at all. And it's not goopy at the bottom unless you really start puffing away at it. It's pretty forgiving for an aromatic. If I really puff away at it, like if I'm not paying attention and I'm really puffing away at it, then it will get hot. But for an aromatic, it's very forgiving, really. It smells amazing when it's burning. I wouldn't say the flavoring is mild, but it's not super strong. It'd be a medium to strong, or maybe a solid medium. I don't know if that description really does it justice. I love this tobacco. I reach for it often. I want to smoke it. Um, it's got a slight creaminess to it, and it leaves a pleasant aftertaste in your mouth, which I found was a great plus to this. But when I was first smoking it, I mentioned that I was disappointed. because I really wanted to bring out those eggnog flavors. Eggnog is what I wanted. That's why I bought a blend called eggnog. And so I thought I'd do a little experiment. And those of you that follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is Third Brother, or you can also find me by typing in Ethan Levitt. Um, saw that I was doing a little bit of experiment with this tobacco and really trying to enhance the flavor to it and really bring it into the smoke more. Um, and so what I did was I took a small saucepan. I put some water and some butter, and I brought it to a simmer. And then I added some vanilla extract, some almond extract, some cognac, and some freshly ground cinnamon. And it smelled heavenly, right? The steam coming from that just simmering in the pan. And then I put a little like a spaghetti strainer on top and threw in probably like an ounce and a half or so of the blend, and I let it steam in that mixture. All in all, I steamed it probably for about 15 minutes, and then I let it dry. And I was hoping that that tobacco would soak up those flavors in through the steam. So it darkened up, and that was the first thing you noticed. And obviously it was very wet, and I let it dry for 24 hours before I smoked it. And I thought I would do a little side-by-side comparison with you guys. So here in this Graybo, I have my version of it, and I like that. So with this blend, so here I have the original, and here I have my so-called enhanced version. The first thing you notice is that it's a bit earthier, more of a dark fired flavor to it. And really, I had the opposite effect of what I wanted. All the flavoring was taken down a notch, and the burly and the earthiness of the smoke came forward a step. Um, the one flavor that did pop was the cognac. So, would I call my enhanced version a success? No, but at least I didn't ruin it. And this tobacco does taste is enjoyable. And when you smoke this enhanced version, you really notice that there is a sweetness to the original. Not until you compare it to a lesser version of itself do you see that there is a sweetness to this that I wasn't picking up before, and a creaminess to it. What it reminds me of is something that I really enjoy that does involve eggnog, and that's coffee with eggnog instead of milk or creamer. I don't know if any of you drink that sort of thing, but I really enjoy it this time of year. And when you do that, it's like drinking a very sort of like a bitter, strong, bitter, nutty coffee with some eggnog. And what it does is it really subdues the bitterness. You can still taste that that coffee is bitter, but you can tell it's like being covered like with a blanket. Like you can still see the shape of a person under the blanket, but all the edges are rounded, and you might be trying to get through, um, but there's a barrier there. A slight creamy, a slight sweet creaminess on top of a semi-bitter, nutty, robust base. It gives me a greater appreciation for quality aromatics. I don't know really what I thought of them before, but it's not really as simple as just throwing some stuff together and soaking it in your concoction and drying it out and you're gonna get a great tobacco. No, there's a lot more. There's a science to it, and there's a proper procedure, and it makes me appreciate a quality aromatic. Really, really pleasant smoke. Would highly recommend this. Um, if you're looking for one that you still get the tobacco taste out of, you're still gonna get a lot of tobacco out of this. This is a burley blend. Um, that is the predominant flavor that you get, is a very nutty burley smoke. But it's well balanced and blended, and it has a rounder, softer edge with a slight sweetness to it. That's what you're going to get out of this smoke. And for me, it is a good Christmas blend. It does remind me of the holidays. It reminds me of warmth, of comfort, and sort of like a roasted nuts, a very festive Yuletide smoke. But I found it's very good for a chilly fall winter stroll outside. And it's good when you come in from the cold and sit down and you want to warm up and read a book or relax on the couch. It's a wonderful flavor that's floating. I mean, it's kind of strange because it's not a mild flavor. It's there. But at the same time, it's right under the surface of the burley base. It's very relaxing, like a very post Thanksgiving sit down and digest with good conversation in a warm home with people you love kind of smoke. So check it out. It's Hearth and Home's Eggnog. I'll be smoking a lot of this winter. Um, I suppose that's it for me. I hope you're all doing very well, and I wish you to be well and to love truly.